Hi guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to do something Christmassy because Christmas is just around the corner, and I also wanted to do something really pretty. I don't have any pretty Christmassy designs that I normally use, so I'm just going to make this up as I go. I think it's going to use holly, it's going to be something around the eyes, but I have no idea what I'm going to do, so you just have to bear with me, and hopefully at the end we'll end up with something that looks alright. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so to start with, I'm taking a really pale green colour, it's also a metallic colour, and using a sponge, I'm just pressing this all the way around the outside edge of the eye. I'm going all the way along the tops of the cheekbones, up into the temple and right above the eyebrow, and I'm also going to take a very small amount underneath the eyebrow. Next, I'm taking a very small amount of red on my sponge, and my sponge is really dry, and I'm just going to blend this into the green on the outside edge of the eyelid. To get a really good blend, I'll go back to my green, which is on the other side of the sponge, and just press the two colours together. I'm also going to take a tiny bit of this red underneath the cheekbone and blend that into the green as well. And now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Next, I'm going to take a really bright red, and I'm using a number 4 round brush, and I'm going to paint some clusters of berries. I'm going to do the berries in groups of 3, and you want to make sure they're all touching together and all connected. I'm going to do one cluster right underneath the eye, and then another one just sort of below where the temple is. Again, we're going to repeat exactly the same thing on the other side and try to make it as symmetrical as you can. Next, I've taken a really bright green, and I'm just laying down some guides where I want my holly leaves to go. I'm going to do 3 holly leaves. One of them is coming from the bottom of the berries, one right in the middle, and then I'm going to do the top one arching out over the eyebrow. To add the spikes to our holly leaves, you're just going to do a couple of scallops around each side of our guideline, so some on the underneath and then a few scallops on the top, and just join the edges together, and then any space that you've got inside, just fill it in with the same green. And we're just going to repeat that same technique on the rest of the leaves, so just keep going until they all look fairly similar. Now I'm just taking a slightly darker green, and I'm just going to draw a line through the middle of each of the holly leaves, and that just gives it a little bit more definition. Next, I've swapped to a number 3 round brush, and I'm using some white diamond effects paint, and I'm just going to go in and give all the berries a slight highlight on the outside edge. Again, this makes them a bit more separated from each other, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the holly leaves as well and give them a slight highlight on a couple of the edges. To fill in all the gaps in the design, I'm just going to go in and use some teardrops. I'm going to do a few clusters around the outside corner of the eyes, winging into the centre, and then any other gaps that I can see that need filling up, I'm just going to put a few teardrop clusters in there as well.
Next, I'm just going to add a few dots around the design. If you've got a few gaps that are too small for teardrops, you can fill those up with dots. And I'm also going to trail some down the bottom of the face as well. Next, I'm going to add a couple of starbursts around the design just to make it look like it's sparkling. Now this step is definitely optional, but to make the teardrops stand out a little bit more, I've taken the same red that we used for the berries and I'm just going to give them a slight outline on the outside edge. And then still with the same red, the very last thing to do is add a little bit of lipstick.
I think I'm going to leave it there. I am happy with how it turned out. It was touch and go halfway through, but it's definitely turned out okay. You could leave some of the elements out if you didn't want to do such a detailed face. Maybe take out the outlining in red of the teardrops, or don't put so many dots on, it's up to you. And you could add more things as well, like glitter, if you wanted to put some glitter on. I thought there was enough happening already without extra glitter, but it's up to you. Add what you like, and yeah, I think it's turned out okay. Don't forget to subscribe. I've got lots more videos coming out soon, and also give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you again next time. Bye!